Hi again, LogGuy51, coming to you on YouTube. Some of you may have watched my last recording on how I purchased the first Led Zeppelin record. Today I want to talk to you about seeing the Beatles for the first time. That's right, I saw the Beatles. I wanted to talk about that today. Oh goody, we're going to talk about the Beatles. Bah humbug. Isn't that cute? I got that in Prague. Whole series of them. It's one of those Russian collapsing container dolls, comes apart, goes back together, but that's another story. Anyway, the Beatles came to Toronto for the first time on September 7th, 1964. This is not my ticket, but it is from that show. I didn't have good floor tickets. I was way up in the greens or grays or whatever they were. Needed binoculars because you certainly couldn't hear anything. You could see the Beatles. Hearing them, you kind of knew they were playing because they were moving, their arms up and down. Ringo was going like this, but you didn't really hear anything. I bought a program that day. Still have it. All kinds of Beatle-y pictures in it. But my prized possession from that day was a purchase I made outside of Maple Leaf Gardens, where the Toronto Maple Leafs used to play. And it is a bit of unauthorized, unlicensed Beatle memorabilia, and it's this. And what it was a canvas flag that was on a stick. Now, what is this? It's some sort of flag, but it's not the Canadian flag. Well, at the time, for those of you not born or not living in Canada, the Canadian flag was the Union Jack, which was the British flag. And there was a debate in Parliament about Canada adopting its own flag, and there were three different designs that were up for bids, and they kind of looked like this. Now, as we all know, the one down here was the one that won out, but at the time that the Beatles were in town, this blue bordered three-pronged leaf thingy was sort of the front runner. It was called the Pearson flag because the Prime Minister at the time, Pearson, he was promoting that design. By some sort of compromise, we came out with this red one, which I think in the end is a nicer design. Sorry, it's all shiny there. But some enterprising, unauthorized merchandiser created what he thought would be a lasting memorabilia piece of the Beatles on the new Canadian flag. It was not meant to be, but I've had this ever since. Probably not worth a lot because, like I said, it's not licensed, but it's worth a lot to me. That's my Beatles story. Hope you enjoyed it. LogGuy51, talk to you soon.